is putting you in a position of danger. It's also a generalization to say most people from most people in most countries want to keep their countries for their own people. A globalist will say, don't generalize. But it's true. Most people in most countries do want to keep their countries for themselves. You've heard of Tibet for the Tibetans. Soon after the uprising in Libya started, within literally 2 or 3 days, Libyans could be seen on the news, on camera, going around shouting, Libya for the Libyans. So, they want Libya for the Libyans. And that was before they thought they'd been invaded, before they thought the West was trying to get their oil or anything. They were, just for the sake of it, just having a good time and getting jingoistic, going Libya for the Libyans, feeling a taste of freedom. And what comes with freedom? The idea that you own your life, it's yours, including your country. And that's what they were saying. So peoples do want to keep their own countries for themselves. But globalists deny this for the simple reason that it doesn't follow the globalist agenda to own and rule the world. So generalizing is an important tool for nationalists. An important thought tool to stop people from being able to generalize is to greatly cripple their actual normality, and in the process to cripple nationalist arguments. Well, globalists are very immoral people. They don't care about other people. They only care about themselves. They want to own and rule the world. They're quite happy to invade other countries for what they want, to try to use force to get other countries, and to cripple the essential thought processes of the English people, to destroy their nationalist arguments. Another way they want to destroy nationalism, for example, as is taking place here in England, is to tell people to qualify what they say. If it's now accepted to be realistic to say black people are more violent than white people, leftists, as they think they are, or globalists, as they may know they are now likely to say, don't generalize or qualify what you say. In other words, say, but not all are. Some black people are violent, or some black people are violent, but not all are. Well, in my experience, all black people are violent if they can be, and they're malicious if they don't feel they can be physically violent. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't need to qualify that. In fact, the only qualifications I would give to saying black people are violent is to say they're violent if they can be, and malicious if they don't feel they can be physically violent. That's my qualification of that, and it's the only one they'll get. And it's really no qualification at all, obviously. The idea of qualifying something puts people in permanent fear. The idea that you should qualify something is the idea that you should permanently have to excuse yourself, justify yourself, and fear to speak. Why would you have to do that? Well, if you ask them for a list you ask a globalist, because these are globalists who are saying these things, ask a globalist or leftist, as they might think they are, shall I always qualify what I say? I might say, always look both ways before you cross the road. Do I have to follow that up with, unless you're going down a one-way street? Unless there are no cars around, unless it's a pedestrianized area or something. Exactly what do I have to, how far do I have to go to qualify myself? Must I live in absolute fear? They'll then say, of course not, haha. Or they'll just look at me and say, you're stupid, or they'll look guilty and look away and not discuss it any further. Ask them, would you like me to give me a list of when I should qualify myself? Qualify what I say. They won't give you that list, because the list that when you should qualify yourself will basically be a list of when you're not following the globalist agenda. It'll basically be a list of when you're looking after your own interests in a nationalist sense, when you want to keep your own country and not lose it. When you want a homeland that you've made the way you like, that suits you, that you made yourself, that you want to enjoy yourself and not lose to whomever wishes to come and take it away from you. You know, that's when they want you to qualify yourself. That's when they want you to feel that you must excuse yourself and justify yourself and fear to speak. When you're seeking your own interests rather than the interests of the globalists who want to own and rule the whole world. So those are the new prescriptions of thinking now. They're not calling us bastards so much, if at all. They're not calling us racists so much. They've started with don't generalize and qualify what you say. The new bullying tactics to make us do what they want and think what they want and control our thoughts and our speech and our actions. To herd us and bully and terrorize us down a path that follows their agenda of globalization. Okay, so when people say these things, oppose them openly. Let them see opposition everywhere. Let them know we will not be told how to think or to be afraid. Let them know we have as much right to pursue our own interests as they have or as anyone else has. We are not bad for being self-interested. People are interested in their own welfare, including above those of others, all around the world. And that would always be the case. We're actually very charitable and have been very foolishly charitable, over-charitable. If anything, we're too good for our own interests. And we ought to smarten up and wise up and be sensible and realistic again, and toughen up and start to take the kind of tough attitudes that we need to take to survive, to be free, to have rights, to act as though we have rights, to be able to act as though we have rights and aren't slaves. Let them know that we are free and we will not give up our freedom in return for lies, manipulation, and abuse. Identify them. Identify these people, including on the internet, if possible, wherever possible, and let people know what to think of them, rather than worrying what people think of us. And don't vote for them if they're politicians. Boycott their products if they're in business, and so on. Don't be thought controlled by their psychological demands. Remain free psychologically so that you can remain free politically. Thank you. Goodbye.